Welcome to Fight vs. Media, your go-to source for all things fighting. Today, we're counting down the top 10 MMA fighters who never won a UFC title. These warriors have left an indelible mark on the sport, showcasing incredible skill, heart and determination. Despite never capturing the ultimate prize, they remain legends in the eyes of fans and fighters alike. Each fighter on this list has battled the best in the world, delivering unforgettable performances and earning the respect of the MMA community. They have headlined major events, faced the toughest opponents, and created moments that will live on in MMA history. This list is in no particular order, as each of these fighters has made a significant impact in their own right. Let's dive into their stories, starting with a name that needs no introduction.
Number 10.
Nick Diaz, the Stockton bad boy, is a fighter who always brought the heat to the octagon. Known for his relentless pace, iron chin, boxing skills, and elite Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Diaz has been a fan favourite for years. He fought for the UFC title once, being outpointed by Georges St-Pierre, and for the interim welterweight belt in a close decision loss to Carlos Condit, a decision that many fans and MMA analysts thought should have gone to Diaz. Diaz's boxing skills, honed through sparring with champion Andre Ward, complemented his MMA game, making him a versatile and dangerous opponent. Outside the UFC, Diaz was the Strikeforce welterweight champion and the WEC welterweight champion, achieving a professional record of 26 wins, 10 losses, and 2 no contests. Despite never holding UFC gold, his impact on the sport and his cult-like following are undeniable. His legacy is further solidified by notable victories over formidable opponents such as Robbie Lawler, Frank Shamrock, BJ Penn, Paul Daly, and Takanori Gomi, showcasing his versatility and ability to compete at the highest level across different promotions. Nick Diaz remains one of the greatest fighters never to clinch a UFC title.
Number 9.
Joseph Benavidez is widely regarded as one of the greatest flyweights in MMA history. Known for his explosive speed, precise striking and high-level grappling, Benavidez has been a staple in the division for years. Despite his skill and determination, he fell short in 4 attempts to capture the UFC flyweight title, twice against Demetrius Johnson and twice against Deiveson Figueiredo. Benavidez's career is marked by impressive victories over top-tier opponents like Yusuf Formiga, Henry Cejudo, Alex Perez, and Tim Elliott. Outside the UFC, he was a top contender in the WWEC. His professional record stands at 28 wins and 8 losses, showcasing his ability to consistently compete at the highest level. Beyond the octagon, his resilience and sportsmanship have earned him immense respect from fans and fighters alike. Joseph Benavidez remains a legendary figure in the sport, a testament to excellence even without a UFC title to his name.
Number 8.
Dan Henderson is a true legend in the world of MMA, known for his devastating knockout power and incredible resilience. Despite holding titles in other major organisations like Pride and Strikeforce, Hendo never clinched a UFC belt. Henderson won the UFC 17 middleweight tournament in 1998, showcasing his early promise. However, it wasn't until 2001 that the UFC introduced a middleweight championship, meaning Henderson's tournament win didn't result in a title belt. He challenged for the UFC light heavyweight and middleweight titles, facing off against legends like Anderson Silva, Michael Bisping, and Quinton Rampage Jackson. Henderson's career is marked by some of the most memorable moments in MMA history, including his iconic knockout of Bisping at UFC 100. With victories over top-tier opponents such as Fedor Emelianenko, Mauricio Shogun Rua, Vitor Belfort, and Wanderlei Silva, Henderson's legacy is firmly cemented in the sport. He also made history in Pride FC by becoming the only fighter to hold 2 titles simultaneously, capturing both the welterweight, 183 pounds, and middleweight, 205 pounds belts. His professional record of 32 wins, 15 losses, and 1 no contest reflects a career spent competing against the best. Despite never holding UFC gold, Dan Henderson's impact on MMA is undeniable, and he remains one of the greatest fighters to have never won a UFC title.
Number 7.
Tony Ferguson, also known as El Cucuy, is one of the most unorthodox and dynamic fighters in UFC history. With a relentless pace, creative striking, and exceptional grappling, Ferguson has built a reputation as one of the toughest competitors in the lightweight division. Despite his impressive 12-fight winning streak, he never captured the undisputed UFC title. Ferguson won the interim lightweight belt in 2017 by defeating Kevin Lee, but injuries and other circumstances prevented a unification bout with Khabib Nurmagomedov. His career is highlighted by victories over top opponents such as Rafael dos Anjos, Edson Barboza, Anthony Pettis, and Josh Thompson. Tony Ferguson's professional record of 25 wins and 10 losses is a testament to his skill and determination. Though he never secured the undisputed UFC title, Ferguson's impact on the sport and his fan-favourite status are unquestionable. Tony Ferguson remains one of the greatest fighters to never hold the UFC's ultimate prize.
Number 6.
Uriah Faber is a pioneer in the lighter weight classes and one of the most influential figures in MMA history. Known for his explosive speed, dynamic grappling and charismatic personality, the California Kid has been a fan favourite for years. Faber fought for the UFC bantamweight title 3 times, facing off against elite competitors such as Dominic Cruz and Renan Barão. Although he never captured UFC gold, Faber was a dominant force in the WEC, holding the featherweight championship for over 2 years. With a professional record of 35 wins and 11 losses, Faber's legacy is marked by his relentless drive and numerous victories over top-tier opponents like Jens Pulver, Brian Bowles, Dominic Cruz and Michael McDonald. His contributions to the sport extend beyond his fight career, as he has played a significant role in developing future MMA stars through his gym, Team Alpha Male. Despite never winning a UFC title, Uriah Faber's impact on the sport is indelible, and he remains one of the greatest fighters to never hold a UFC belt.
Number 5.
Yoel Romero, known as the Soldier of God, is one of the most formidable middleweights in MMA history. Renowned for his explosive athleticism, knockout power and wrestling prowess, Romero has always been a threat in the octagon. Despite his impressive skill set and numerous victories, he never captured the UFC middleweight title. Romero had multiple interim title fights, but often missed weight, meaning the title wasn't on the line. He notably fought Robert Whittaker twice and Luke Rockhold. His sole title fight was against Israel Adesanya at UFC 248, where he was defeated by unanimous decision. Romero's professional record stands at 16 wins and 7 losses. His career includes notable victories over Chris Weidman, Lyoto Machida, Ronaldo Jacare Souza, and Luke Rockhold. His knockout of Weidman with a flying knee at UFC 205 is particularly memorable. Romero's accomplishments extend beyond his UFC career, with a background as an Olympic wrestler, where he won a silver medal for Cuba in the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Romero's powerful striking, combined with his wrestling pedigree, has made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the middleweight division. Even without a UFC title, his legacy in the sport is cemented by his thrilling performances and ability to compete at the highest level. Despite the elusive UFC title, his name is etched in MMA history as a competitor who consistently delivered unforgettable performances.
Number 4.
John Fitch, a relentless and technically proficient fighter, is renowned for his dominant wrestling and grinding style. Fitch fought for the UFC welterweight title once, challenging Georges St. Pierre at UFC 87, where he lost by unanimous decision. Despite this loss, Fitch was a perennial top contender in the welterweight division, amassing an impressive record during his UFC tenure. Fitch's UFC career includes notable victories over Diego Sanchez, Thiago Alves, and Paulo Thiago. His consistency and ability to control fights with his wrestling made him one of the toughest matchups in the division. Outside of the UFC, Fitch continued to excel, becoming the WSOF, now PFL, welterweight champion, and compiling a professional record of 32 wins, 8 losses and 2 draws. Fitch's enduring legacy in MMA is marked by his resilience, technical skill and strategic acumen, solidifying his place among the sport's elite competitors. Although he never captured UFC gold, his career achievements and contributions to MMA are widely respected, making him one of the best fighters never to hold a UFC title.
Number 3.
Dustin the Diamond Poirier is known for his resilience, striking prowess, and incredible heart inside the octagon. With a professional record of 30 wins, 9 losses, and 1 no contest, Poirier has faced and defeated some of the toughest fighters in the lightweight division. Poirier's UFC career is highlighted by his thrilling fights and significant victories over elite opponents such as Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, and Eddie Alvarez. He won the interim UFC lightweight title by defeating Max Holloway at UFC 236, but fell short in his unification bout against Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 242. Poirier had 2 more title attempts. He fought Charles Oliveira for the undisputed lightweight title at UFC 269, but was submitted in the 3rd round. Most recently, he challenged Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title at UFC 302, where he was submitted in the 5th round. Poirier's journey in MMA is marked by his ability to bounce back from adversity and continually improve his skills. His striking, particularly his powerful boxing, has been a key factor in his success. Additionally, his grappling and jiu-jitsu have made him a well-rounded and dangerous fighter. Despite never securing the undisputed UFC lightweight title, Poirier's contributions to the sport and his reputation as a fierce competitor have earned him a place among the greats. His relentless pursuit of excellence and his ability to deliver memorable performances make him one of the most respected fighters in MMA history.
Number 2.
Gegard, the Dreamcatcher Mousasi, is known for his well-rounded skills, fighting IQ, and longevity in the sport. With a professional record of 49 wins, 9 losses, and 2 draws, Mousasi has competed at the highest levels across multiple organisations, including the UFC, Strikeforce, Dream, and Bellator. Mousasi's career is decorated with notable achievements and victories over elite fighters. He has held titles in several organisations, including the Strikeforce Light Heavyweight Championship and the Bellator Middleweight Championship. Some of his most significant victories include wins over Chris Weidman, Rory MacDonald, and Vitor Belfort. Throughout his career, Mousasi has been recognised for his striking prowess, particularly his powerful and precise boxing, as well as his grappling skills. He has a high finish rate, with many of his victories coming by knockout or submission. Mousasi never captured a UFC title. He left the UFC on a 5-fight winning streak, opting to continue his career in Bellator, where he became a 2-time middleweight champion. Despite not always receiving the same level of recognition as some of his contemporaries, Mousasi's consistency and ability to compete at a high level across different weight classes and promotions have cemented his status as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history.
Number 1.
Alistair Overeem, known as the Demolition Man, is one of the most decorated heavyweights in MMA history. With a professional record of 47 wins, 19 losses, and 1 no contest, Overeem has fought and succeeded in various major organisations, including Pride, Strikeforce, Dream, and the UFC. Overeem's career is highlighted by his striking prowess, particularly his devastating kickboxing skills. He is a former K1 World Grand Prix champion, showcasing his elite level in kickboxing. Additionally, Overeem captured the Strikeforce Heavyweight Championship and the Dream Heavyweight Championship, cementing his legacy as a top-tier heavyweight outside the UFC. In the UFC, Overeem has faced some of the toughest competition in the heavyweight division. His notable victories include wins over Brock Lesnar, Fabricio Werdum, Junior Dos Santos, Vitor Belfort, and Mark Hunt. Overeem earned a shot at the UFC heavyweight title against Stipe Miocic at UFC 203, but was defeated by knockout in the first round. Despite never capturing UFC gold, Overeem's longevity and success across different promotions have made him a revered figure in the sport. His ability to adapt and evolve his game over the years has kept him competitive against the best in the world. Overeem's career exemplifies his high-level skills and enduring presence in MMA, showcasing why he remains a respected and formidable force in the heavyweight division. As we wrap up our countdown of the top 10 MMA fighters who never won a UFC title, it's clear that championship gold isn't the only measure of greatness. These fighters have left an indelible mark on the sport through their skill, heart, and unforgettable performances. From their epic battles and iconic moments to their resilience and adaptability, they have each contributed to the rich tapestry of MMA history. These legends have faced the best of the best and consistently delivered, proving that the pursuit of excellence transcends titles. Their careers inspire current and future generations of fighters to push boundaries and strive for greatness, regardless of the accolades. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the careers of these incredible athletes. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Fightverse Media for more content on all things fighting. Let us know in the comments who you think should be included in this list and any other topics you'd like us to cover. Until next time, keep your hands up and your heart strong.